The sleep experiment, final. Here are the final logs. Day 14. Day 14, the final day. Day 14 of May. Near is the end, when the walls of the house will bend. This is what we heard Adam chanting in Latin as the clock hit 12 a.m. Another 24 hours and we would be done with this hellish experiment. Our results will greatly benefit science and the study of sleep. As soon as Adam said that, Connor and Sophia moved away from the door and walked down to the kitchen. They started staring at the hidden exit point we had designed inside the living room. We were tired from staying up all night last night and heavily shaken. We immediately checked if the exit point was locked. It's like they could now perceive beyond their five senses. They knew more than us where everything was. Ethan has been extremely uneasy today. Moving him to the computer room didn't make a difference. He's begging to be let out of the facility so he can go home. He's telling us that they were going to break out and that we should leave the facility as well. We're intending on keeping him here for his own safety and for the safety of the experiment. The participants are roaming around in the living room like zombies. Adam is chanting incomprehensible things in his room. They're all rather calm. It's like they're planning something. Day 14, log submitted around 8 p.m. We're now slowly ending the experiment. We're releasing the sedative gas. After the participants are sedated, we will wear protective suits and take them out of the experiment house. They'll be medically induced into a coma and they'll hopefully recover. We're planning to offer them lots of compensation for the damage caused to them throughout this experiment. Connor and Sophia appear to have sensed the sedative gas. They're crouching down and retreating to the corners of the room to stop themselves from inhaling it. It doesn't matter though, the gas will reach them in a few minutes. Adam has come down from his room and has his eyes closed and is chanting something. The gas has filled the whole room, but they're still conscious. We're increasing the intensity and amount of gas. They're still conscious. We can't sedate them. Connor and Sophia have started walking to the kitchen. Connor grabbed oil, and Sophia grabbed matches. The gas is extremely flammable. Logs were cut off. This log was recovered from Dr. Warnicki's phone. The whole experiment house is burning. We have tried to activate the fire systems, but the fire isn't getting put out. The automatic fire response system has opened and unlocked every exit, hidden or not, in the whole facility. Connor and Sophia have escaped. Our small water sprinklers cannot stop the fire. The sedative gas is feeding the fire, making it larger and larger. The end is near. That's what Adam said. I can't find Dr. Nguyen anywhere. She said she went to manually lock all the doors inside the house so that the participants don't run out. I hope most of our crew evacuated. The fire's now moving past the experimental house. I can see it in the cameras all around the facility. I'm currently sitting in the control room. I just heard a few screams through the fire. I saw Connor walking through the hallways of the facility. He's covered in blood. His clothes are burnt, and he has several bad burns. He's still walking. Adam is walking towards my room. Is he levitating? Please save me. He's here. He's opening the door. Log ends. No one survived that night. Everyone that was in the facility at the time all died. The fire eventually consumed the whole building. Since the building was in a remote location, it took hours for firefighters to arrive. The experiment was a devastating failure. Connor, Sophia, and Adam were not found inside the facility building. They were found somewhere in the woods. Their bodies were positioned in such a way that they looked exactly identical to the last weird sign Adam had drawn on the wall of his room. They were all confirmed dead. Their autopsies reveal that the cause of death was cardiac arrest. They all had brain shrinking of about 40%. Their cortex was still active even after death. We could still see very faint brain waves. They only had half the blood that they had in their bodies before. In place of their eyes, another growth was noted. It's apparent that the extreme heat of the fire, the severe injuries of the bodies, and the loss of blood was what eventually killed them. Their minds were more than fit enough to continue going, but their physical body couldn't take it. Several abnormal growths were recorded on their bodies, including a hand-like growth developing under the back. It is apparent that the hand growth, once fully developed, would rip out of their back and serve as another limb. In place of their eyes, another eye-like growth had appeared. Next to their heart, a second heart-like organ was developing. We can only speculate what would have happened if they were kept healthy and the experiment had been kept running for longer. Dr. Warnicki was probably the last person to die. His autopsy shows signs of physical abuse. He had multiple broken bones and fractures. His cause of death appears to be a skull fracture. Dr. Nguyen has not been found. So you may be wondering how I come into this and how I have these logs. It's because I'm actually closely related to this experiment. It's because I am Ethan. Thank you for following this series with me. If you like this kind of thing, let me know in the comments and I'll do more series. Have a good night, everyone. Love, the Mistress.